Here are some steps you can take to keep your children safe on social media.
Limit what social media they have access to. They don't need every service.
Right. We limit what apps our children have access to. It's less for us to keep up with. Then we have more control over what they are and aren't doing, are and aren't seeing.
They have to be your friend.
Yes. If we allow our kids to be on a certain social media app, we also create an account on that app and they have to be our friend.
We like to use phone software so that we can create limits for apps and limits for screen time, things like that.
Right, in doing that, we can block certain apps, we can limit how much time they have per day on that app, and even how much at a time, like per session, they can be in that app. We can limit how much they're able to use their devices at all, so we can create downtime where their device shuts off at a certain time, or it shuts off for certain apps. You can make some apps available all the time, like if you want them to always be able to call or text you, you can make that an exception. We also have rules about how and when our kids can use their devices. We require devices to be used in common areas that we are in. We are not always in their bedrooms with them. So we prefer devices to not be in their bedrooms with closed doors. We prefer devices to actually stay out of their rooms most of the time. The devices also shut down at night. We don't just take their devices and plug them in outside of their rooms while they sleep. They can't get up and go get their phones and get on social media late at night while no one's around because their phones won't work.
So for our kids to have a phone, we have to have access to all their passwords and their PIN number to get in so that we can at any time say, hand me your phone, so that we can look to see what they're doing. We can look to see who they're following and if they're talking to anybody we don't want them talking to.
Yes, we do make sure we have all of their access information so we can get to anything that they have on their phones if we need to. We also make sure that we keep an eye on who they're following and who's following them on social media. Their account set to private so that not just anyone can decide to follow them. They have to be approved.
I like to remind them that the internet is very permanent. Anything you put on social media could come back on you later. So be aware that someone is watching and someday it might be your boss.
That's right.
So